Hi, everybody. This is Sally Pickens. I am officially the ninth grade counselor at Auburn Junior High School. I also work with our testing. And right now, for the next few minutes, I would like to talk with you about the Explore results. In addition to my talking about it, Ms. Marie Serio is here with me, and Ms. Serio is one of our eighth grade language arts teachers. She's also working on a master's degree in school counseling. So she is helping me present this uh, podcast to you, and she's going to help me talk about the Explore results to you. First of all, I just want to refresh your memory that students took the Explore, eighth graders took the Explore on October the 22nd, and the Explore is basically a practice for the ACT. And the way it works, students take the, sorry about that, students take the Explore in 8th grade, they take the Plan in 10th grade, and then they take the ACT in 11th grade. And the Explore helps predict what students will make on the plan, and then the plan predicts what students will make on the ACT. And I do want to tell you real quickly that as we're talking through the results, that I don't want you to be freaked out if your results were not as good as you hoped, or just don't sound very impressive. I'm not sure how serious students took this test, so that could account for scores not being where you wanted them to be. But also, if they're not where you want them to be, you can certainly work and improve your scores on the plan, and then after the plan, you can improve your scores on the ACT based on that information. So I just don't want you to think that this this score report, how you did on the Explore, has any effect on you getting into college or students getting into college. This is simply practice and to help you prepare for the plan and for the ACT. It also gives lots of good information about career options. So, very quickly, let me tell you what the Explore test is comprised of. It includes 4 multiple choice tests: an English test, a math test, a reading test, and a science test. And as you can see right here on the screen, 40 questions, 30 questions, 30 questions, 28 questions, and they're all 30 minutes long with no extra time allotted. So you may notice on your student score report that they did not finish all of the parts of the test, and that they just might simply have run out of time. But just know that no extra time is allotted. Now, we're going to move on to the actual scores, and I'm going to let Miss Serio, and I'm sorry this thing keeps popping up. Let me just, all right. There we go. Hopefully I've gotten rid of that. Miss Serio and I are new at this, and so forgive us for any little funky things that happen like that. Okay, moving on to your scores. We'll start here with what do my scores mean? And Miss Serio, I'm going to let you talk now.
Okay, if you look at the front of the score sheet and you move to the left side, you will see the composite score. Your score is going to be between 1 and 25, 1 being the lowest and 25 being the highest that you can receive. The composite score is the average of your test scores of English, math, reading, and science. So all of those scores, the average, will produce your composite score. Please know that there are 2 areas under the English score: usage and mechanics, which would be the grammar portion. Punctuation, grammar, and usage and sentence structure are included in there. And then you also have rhetorical skills, which is your understanding of the use of strategy, organization, and style in writing. Those scores will only range from 1 to 12, and they will not necessarily equal your English test score. Your composite score is going to come back to us eventually when we compare it to your suggested or predicted score for plan. So keep that in mind and remember where that section is on your answer sheet. Now we're going to look at how your scores compare with other students that took the Explore. If you look at the bar graph,
There.
yes, you will see different categories. This is going to tell you both how you compared to students in your school, how you compared to students in your state, and how you compared to students, all 8th grade students in the U.S. So when you look at this, just remember that these are percentile scores. This is not saying that that is the score that you got on the test. That's something that you need to remember when you look at this. The example, go ahead.
Well, I just wanted to interject, like Ms. Serio said, that these are percentiles as opposed to percentages. So, for instance, this example shows that this student scored in the 61st percentile in the U.S. in this area, and that means this student scored higher than 61% of the students. Doesn't mean the student made a 61 on the test. Means that this student scored higher than 61% of the students. So when you break that down, you look at it a different way. It means this student was in the top 59 out of 100 students. If you say there are 100 students, then this student was number 59 in that area.
And
okay?
That is something that confused a lot of the students when we were explaining that to them. So you might want to refresh their memory on what that means.
Right, because 61% certainly, that sounds bad. That's like a D. But this is not percentages. These are percentiles. So just keep that in mind. Okay, go ahead, Miss Serio. We were going to how do they compare, and we are going to, okay, am I on track? Here we go.
Okay, this is what I was explaining before. Keep the composite score in mind when we look at the estimated plan score. This says students who take plan. We're all taking plan in the 10th grade, so that will not be an option. But the Explore scores tell us quite possibly how you might do on the plan test. This is not saying that you are definitely going to get in that predicted range, but this is what they're predicting based on your scores on the different sections, what you may get. This is located on the right side of your score report. The estimated plan composite score range is a prediction of how likely you are to get that score. Like I said, you can use these estimated scores to see if you're on track, to see if you're where you would like to be. Maybe your estimated score for plan isn't as high as you would like it to be. Well, that means that in different areas, you're going to have to work a little harder, study a little more, find out what you need help with in order to raise your estimated plan score.
Right, and just remembering that, like Miss Serio said, you can improve your study skills, you can take certain classes, you can just work harder and then take the plan very seriously when you take it, and that would result in a higher score. So don't think that if you made a certain score on Explore that you are just guaranteed to make the same predicted score on the plan. You can certainly change that.
And if some of you feel like maybe you did not try as hard on this as you could have, like Miss Pickens mentioned earlier, this is an opportunity. You might tell yourself, I know I need to try harder on the plan. I know I need to take it more seriously, and that's something that's a mindset that you need to have before you start taking that test.
Excellent. Yes.
Okay. We will look at how you can improve. The back of your score report, so you'll open it up and look at the back, describes the skills and knowledge you already probably have. There are different sections that you need to look at in this. The great thing is that you will also receive your question book, so you can match this up with your sub-score area, and you will get to see the question number, the correct answer, what you marked as your answer. If there is a plus sign where it says your answer, that means that you got the question correct. If there is not, if there's another letter, that shows you what the correct answer was.
And one thing I want to add here, I've had a few questions from parents because under your answer, there's been like a 0 there.
Mm-hmm.
And what that means is that there was no answer there. The student did not put an answer there. Now, I know that some of you maybe have talked to your students about this, and they said, well, hey, Mom or Dad, I thought I finished the whole test. I don't know why there's a 0 there. And I wish I could give you more information, but all the Explorer folks had to go on was what was on your student's test. So the best I can tell you is if there was a 0 here under your answer, that means that there was no answer there for the Explorer people to grade. Okay, just wanted to try to clarify that for y'all.
Okay. And also in this section, I think this is probably the most important and most significant part of your score sheet. It says, to improve your skills, you can, over on the right, the shaded portion. This is going to tell you how you can improve your skills in that certain subject. So the example that we are looking at is the English test. And it has different sections: topic development, organization, word choice, sentence structure, usage, and punctuation. Obviously, the content areas are going to be different for each test, but to the right, you will notice details that tell you what you need to work on. This is very important, very crucial. We need to make sure that the students read all of this and take it very seriously. These are things that they feel can help you improve your score, things that you need to work on, things that you can do in order to put your score in the range that you would like it to be.
Excellent. Okay. And let's see, at that point, I believe that is all the scores, and we're going to your future. Now, your plans for after high school, whatever it says in your educational plans, that is what you as a student or parent that your student filled in themselves. They indicated when they were filling out their answer document that they were going to do four-year college of university, or there's a range of answers they could have given. But whatever's there under educational plans is what your child filled in there and the selection they made. And then you get to the career area preference, and that also is something that your child selected. Now, looking over here for your plans for high school, basically it's telling what you plan to do, what your student plans to do in college. It's comparing it, what your student plans to do in high school is being compared to what the folks at Explore would suggest. And for instance, they're suggesting that everyone needs 4 years of English. We know that's going to be fine because Auburn High School requires that students take 4 credits of English, or basically 4 years of English anyway. Mathematics, they're saying everybody needs at least 3 years. And this student right here happened to said they were just going to do 2, but understand that students who graduate from Auburn High School have to take 4 credits of math. So we are certainly on track with what Explore or ACT is suggesting for high school. Social Studies 3 years, Science 3 years, and again, Auburn High School requirements are 4 credits in Social Studies, 4 credits in Science. So really, basically, we are at or above what ACT is suggesting that students take in high school as far as the core classes go. Okay? Then, when you took Explore, down here, your reported needs, it says you were asked whether or not you needed help in seven different areas. And if you see those that are checked, that was simply what your student checked.
And make sure you remind them of that, because when we went over this with the students, a lot of them kept asking, is this what they're suggesting I need help with? And we had to remind them that these are the different things that they chose. These are the areas that they felt they needed help with. So be sure to remind your student of that when you're looking at this.
Okay, very good. All right, then thinking about college. And your results give you an early clue as to whether you will be ready for college level work if you keep doing the same things in school as you're doing right now. Now, this college readiness benchmark scores, what that means is if your student is at, if all the middle boxes were checked, that means that if your student continues the way he or she is going right now, that your child will be ready for college courses. If you're when it's time for college, if there's some checks in the below, obviously they need to step it up a bit, because based on right now, it doesn't appear they will be ready if they continue at the same level. Remember, you can always improve, but just based on what they did on this test, it's saying they're not quite ready. They need to step it up if they're in the below.
And that's when they can,
No, good.
when you really need to pay attention to the inside of the score sheet that has the suggestions for how they can improve. So this example student would want to pay careful attention to the suggestions for mathematics and for science, based on where their college readiness check is.
Right. And then the above, again, that's awesome. Means they're certainly good to go. They're doing all the right things right now. And I want to say one more time, just, I know that there are parents, wonderful parents out there thinking, oh my gosh, my child got below on all of these. Oh, he's not going to be able to go to college. Or keep in mind again, this is 8th grade. And college is 4 years away, and there are 4 years of high school left for your child to get ready for college. So please do not think please don't think this is it. This is really a good indicator to let you know what your student needs to do in the next 4 years as they're in college to be college ready. And let me just say one more thing about college readiness. At many universities now, they have remedial classes, and those classes are for students who have been accepted to college, but who, based on their coursework in high school, the college does not feel are ready to take true college level courses. And so the students many times are admitted to the college with the stipulation that they take a remedial class or two in certain areas to get them ready for the true college classes. And ACT and Explorer's goal, obviously, is for your child to go to college in August of the year and be ready to go straight into college level classes and not have to take any remedial classes when they get there.
Okay, if you look at the back of your score sheet now, you will see several boxes of information and the World of Work map, which we'll get to look at an interactive version in a minute. So this is discussing your career possibilities. If you focus in on step 2, your interests, you will see when you completed the Explore, you were asked to choose a career area that you would like, that you would be interested in, and to complete an interest inventory. The results that are shown on this World of Work map below, the shaded areas. This example chose the career area for financial transactions, and their interest inventory results suggested that they may enjoy jobs in the MAC regions 7, 8, and 9, which we'll get to see clear when we launch the interactive World of Work map. There are many jobs in the career areas, and once we look at the interactive map, it will let us get down to very specific jobs. We'll go through those steps for you. For example, food technologists develop ways of processing and delivering foods. They use scientific methods to make food nutritious, and convenient. And when we click on the jobs, it will tell us a lot of information: how much money they make, what the demand is for that job, what that person would do, and there's a lot of information. So we're going to click on that map so you can see how it works.
Okay, so here is the World of Work map, and we're not going, certainly not going to click on every color and every number and get into great detail. But we do want you to be aware that this is available for you to explore with your student. Say you want to learn more about community services. You would click on that, and it shows all the different careers under community services. Then you want to get more detailed, and let's say you were to click on a substance abuse counselor, and then it talks there very specifically, lists for you what your tasks would be as a substance abuse counselor, gives you your projected salary. And then it even shows you what type of education and training you would need in order to get your degree and in that area and become a substance abuse counselor. Further, shows you some related occupations, other areas that are other jobs that are in that same area, different majors. So you can just see that there's really just a world, no pun intended, of information in this World of Work map. And I encourage you to work with your student and explore this.
And one thing that we encourage the students to do, they will be given on their score sheet World of Work map a shaded area that it says that they are, best suited for. So we had them explore that area on the interactive map, but then we also encourage them to choose something, that they may be more interested in, so that they can learn about what the ACT Explore gave them as jobs that they would excel in, but also jobs that they were interested in. So like Ms. Pickens said, there's a world of possibilities, and they need to make sure that they explore everything that interests them.
Great. Okay, well, that is really, I think we've kind of hit every area, and we have basically finished our explanation of your scores. I do want to say real quickly again, going back to the home page for Explore, if you go to www.act.org and then /Explore Student, you will get this page just like we've been showing you, and you can go over here in the box that says More to Explore and click on for parents and just get more information, maybe have some more questions answered for you. But this is open to you. This is information for you, and this site is available to you for as much exploration as you want to do. One more thing I want to say just real quickly, just a reminder to review. 8th grade is when students take the Explore. 10th grade is when students take the Plan. And once again, those are practice tests, preparation tests for the ACT. ACT stands for the American College Test, and the ACT is one of the tests that students take to get into college. Everybody has to take either the ACT or the SAT, and Explore and the Plan are in preparation for students taking the ACT. And I do want you to know that junior year in high school, 11th grade, all students are administered the ACT. So your child took the Explore this year as an 8th grader, will take the Plan as a 10th grader, and will take the ACT as an 11th grader. And that'll be free of charge as far as we know to every student in the state of Alabama in 11th grade in the fall. And then if your student doesn't like the scores he received or she received, you can certainly sign up to take the ACT again. But just so you know that every student is given the ACT for free in fall of 11th grade. Well, we will leave you now. Thank you so much for listening. Yes, and if you have any questions, please feel free to email me, sgpickens@auburnschools.org. Thanks.